Now, now there is a question about social network. It looked like that social network. It has to do something with people communicating, I guess. And to what extent the government should be involved, or because newspapers, they had certain issues. Yeah, there is like freedom of speech, but you cannot say anything you want because it's printed. Basically, you cannot print anything you want. So the role of government into social network, and why it looks to me government is trying to participate too much with election or many other things. What do I think? Like in terms of like my original model. Well, my original model was, I came to e-commerce. It means to particular store design, and then I have search engine. So I have different stores, and I have search engine that can pull individual stores, or you can type in a browser, it will go and pull it. So either you get from the list, or you can get directly just typing on top. That's my browser for the search engine. That browser is basically working with search engine. It's a part of search engine. So but the the e-commerce, like store, most of it is like the silent process. You see something, you check, you choose, you read, you see pictures, then you click to purchase. Now at some point I thought they need to communicate, so I had email. So I had email design. That email design of today, that's my design thinking of email. AOL, I don't know what they had, but definitely not like that. Whatever messages they had. So that particular design thinking, which is used illegally today by many companies, that was not for them to implement. That was for me to use. But because some illegal papers were used, they implemented and made up look like anyone can do. In reality, no one could do. They had to be substantially different to me, to what they have. If they want to use, then they had to contact me, because it's my way, it's not their way. So that was communication, like email, that was communication for, like say, between stores or between customer and store. Sometimes, like when I came to, which is Amazon, I came to the second version, which is today Alibaba. Basically quantities, big quantities, but the same kind of the model design. So in that case, if they sell big quantities, that would be more for businesses. Most likely businesses would communicate That's what you see, that Alibaba is like dealing with businesses. That's not his business model. That's not his platform. Innovative thinking. They use mine with illegal papers. Look like I allow whatever. They could not use my intellectual property without talking to me. That's illegal use. Fraud, forgery, probably, of Olga X5. But anyway, the communication between customer and store, or store and another store, if you buy big quantities like Alibaba. Now, so I did think about different things for communication for e-commerce. Then my another version was like a chat. Chat is like, it's like right now. It's one person on one end, another person on another end, and he submit message, you submit message. It's basically submitting messages and they can see at the same time. Email is leaving the message. Leaving the message, other person read. It's not like the same time talking. It's more like leaving. So my leaving message, actually, whatever Facebook is using, that's illegal too. He is not an initial talent for this, and he's not supposed to use that. WhatsApp and all that, they keep multiplying my way of that communication for my system. That's illegal use, I'm telling you. Whoever is telling they use illegal Olga's papers, fraudulent different papers. So anyway, so I have that kind and that kind. And later, like I said, I did think about not individual messages, not individual two people. So later I came to what is today called social network, and I came to groups. So like you see those groups Google has, that's my innovative thinking for my system. That whatever Google implemented, that's illegal implementation with fake papers again. And then social network, whatever Zuckerberg or Twitter had, that's illegal implementation again. So my group's place is like when person is creating a group or organization creating a group for particular topic, and I had certain designs, that's what they implemented. And then for my social network, for me, it just originally was a way to communicate, not individually, like chat or email, but because that's in most cases individual. But I wanted to have another one where many can see. So I came to groups, it's one thing, and I came to what is today social network, like Facebook or Twitter, and I had design and all that. So for social network, I had like profile, you know, what school you finished and all that, and there is a picture and you can post. That's what they implemented. That's what Facebook is. That's illegal use of my way. That was not for them to use. And then another one is like when many post and many can see, and then you can create group. And then I had like sales. I included sales. People can sell items and videos. I had videos. So that's what they implemented. That's illegal use. Now, when somebody is talking about political influence, I did not have any goal to create that for politicians. Honestly, I did not have any kind of wish for politicians to basically flood all this with all they want. They have a lot of stuff like they have like they just basically they're trying to use any media to show themselves, and basically in many cases to ask for money. I actually assume they tweak things and make illegal use much faster because they want somebody give them the money. Because my system was allowing to get donations or to give donations. Like because I had the .org where you donate and somebody can receive, and I have certain network and software. I think politicians actually tweak things, got faster approval so somebody can donate, and they were approving illegal use. A lot of it is illegal use, and all this fraud and forgery. Fraud means wife, she's not wife, she's divorced, and forgery, she was signing for me. They were making papers for me. Look like I allow. I never did allow. I'm here. Don't make papers there. But they make quickly all that, and I see it is a big flood. Those politicians are asking for money. In reality, they're asking for money using illegal network. Illegal. It's all in violations after violation. Intellectual property violation is a standard. It's a standard for exploring. They never came to exploring. They had all kind of illegal papers, and then they're trying to get money from people with all their boys. I'm telling you, the real reason why politicians are there on the social networks, because it's their wish. That's the only reason. I never had a development for them. And they have a bunch of tricks and tweaks telling it's internet. Russian Army internet. What Russian Army internet? So are you trying to say you had connections with Russian Army, and then by some magic you appeared on American market for people because of Russian Army? Okay, show me that person or division or captain or general. You have nobody to show. Then don't talk about internet. Why keep talking about internet? It's like somebody gave them a pill and they swallow. Don't think about you need to swallow, maybe no need to swallow. They just like to swallow. They keep talking about the internet like dummy. What internet? Did you have that guy? Okay, you have like that Fortune 500 or the richest people or whatever. If it's internet, just show the people belonging to internet. If internet changed the world, you should have internet people. Where you have internet people? You don't have internet people. You don't have anything to show for internet people. I'm serious. They don't have anyone to show. Because they implemented mine. I'm not internet. And if there is a talk about internet, means Russian Army, captain, this, that, some kind of long line from going from Russian Army to development and change in America, they have nobody to show. So they should not even talk about it. So they keep listening, most likely Eastern Germans or communists, German communists, or French communists, I don't know. I don't know that they have group. So they keep listening and keep repeating. That's corruption. I'm telling you right now, that's corruption. I don't know if you realize. Because your first question should be, if that intellectual property belongs to you or your party or your building, yes or no? The answer is no. Can you show me the legal side? We have paper from Olga. What does it say? Wife, stop. They're divorced. And the signature where? Where it was made? In Europe, Eastern Europe, right? I know I was there, I was here. You can check. So that's forgery. Did you see him? Yes or no? No. That's the answer. She had stupid papers. And then you keep implementing talking. Yes, that's corruption. It's not talent talking, it's you with your stupid papers. How much compensation do you pay? Do you have bank account? Do you have transactions to show? No. So that's unjust enrichment, illegal use, corruption. And then the same people are walking around trying to implement social network, and politicians jump. American politicians jump. Their real goal is to make money. Try to ask for money. They don't care how legal that is, as long as they suck the money for their term. Just take a look. This president for his term got so many millions of dollars. This got so many millions of dollars. And I'm telling you, the big part of it would be my system. Used illegally with illegal papers. Many trading violations, all kind of violations. They should be arrested for intellectual property, for fraud and forgery and everything. And they don't look because they have no time. The only time they have is to ask for money, like Donald Trump. Keep asking. I have those emails. Oh, donate this, donate this, donate this. Donate this, donate this. For what? I was asking to resolve my case, intellectual property, e-commerce and everything. Legally, talent should have rights to get compensation. I need to keep fighting with the stupid corruption and stupid negligence, pretty much. At the same time, somebody keep asking, give us donation, please give us donation, this. How about this? I came to this system in e-commerce. That's my system accounts, my intellectual property. And because of negligence, and because of a long time of bad things, you will be removed from exploring. You lose the right to deal with the public. Because all you do, you are proving illegal ways and then putting yourself to ask for money. They're tweaking everything to suck money for that particular term and then run away. And anybody has garbage, that's your problem. And everybody should work for them. That's how, from what I see, that's how it is. They're very fast to approve illegal, as long as they show to the public and offer for the public to give us the money. And they're not very fast to do anything legal. I'm telling you, American government is not fast to do anything legal. They're very fast to put their name to ask for money. And the ways they use, those ways, e-commerce, be it chat, be it email, be it social network, be it groups, it was illegally implemented with fraud and forgery. It is still unjust enrichment. America is in a huge unjust enrichment every day unjust enrichment. Because they are not talents, they are not initial talents, and they are not paying anything. Anybody else got paid, not me, where I came to this. I'm telling you, I came to this. If you don't like any politicians, I allow any country to block any politician. Just block it. I allow to block any social network, any group, any store, anything. Most what you see online is my intellectual property, like Google, Yahoo, Bing. That's 3 search engines. I allow to block any of them. If you don't like, block all of them. And I allow to block social network like Facebook, Twitter. Because they use my intellectual property illegally. And keep ignoring. I need to keep talking forever. and I allow to block any kind of mail service, chat service, because they use mine illegally. It's not internet and Russian army. You like internet, just go and ask what they had. They use mine with a bunch of fake papers. And I allow to block those like YouTube, Netflix, eBay, Amazon, what's his name? Alibaba, any real estate company like Zillow. That's my, any flights, vacations. That's my intellectual property. They implement it and keep ignoring. They're a bunch of disgusting business people who like to use and then play stupid. So how do I look at social network? That's how I look. To me, they all want to be there. At the end, the end result, they want to ask for money. That's all they want. Like this Donald Trump email, I'm tired of those emails. Keep asking for money. A poor boy, right? A poor boy Donald. Or a poor boy Obama. That's how they were getting money. And you need to count like this. That's not a federal intellectual property. They are not supposed to talk about it. You see, and those like Google or anyone else, they cannot remove them because they're not the intellectual property owner. They cannot make any decisions. They use mine illegally. They're basically intellectual property criminals. Yahoo, Google, Bing. It's not their stuff. They implemented program mine, but they had to be substantially different. You see? So they implemented in so basically they're illegal, and then they have another politicians there keep telling them something what they cannot answer because it's not their intellectual property. They don't have that base to resist, to do certain things or changes. So they listening politicians, but it's not federal intellectual property for them to talk about it. You see? If that would be federal intellectual property, then it would be federal intellectual property. Then when it comes to trading, certain things would be applied as federal intellectual property. Now, if they're putting something on like Facebook or Twitter, even if like, suppose like Twitter removed certain account of you know, any politician, then reinstate it. But then at the same time, Donald Trump is kind of like, no, you don't have those rights to remove me. You see how they talk? Look like it, because Twitter is not a federal intellectual property. You're not supposed to tell them what to do. It's a company, like they can say a private company. So no, it's not freedom of speech, blah 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 blah. But the Twitter is an illegal use. It's not Twitter's brain even to have that platform. It's violation. Twitter would be like, in case of biotech, arrested for intellectual property. Twitter should be arrested for intellectual property. But they want to be there. They want to be there. I don't see them doing anything. They have to actually stop. Legally, they have to shut down Twitter and Facebook because it's a corruption. They started with corruption, with illegal papers, illegal ways of making corporation, illegal shares. They should not offer that. That's not Mark's intellectual property, and it's not that the bald guy from Twitter. It's not. He could not offer any shares. Legally, those politicians would need to shut down, stop them from offering and from everything. But they don't, because they want their name to show to the public. I have to be there. You see how they talk? And I really believe they tweak things just to show themselves. And then the end result will be they're asking for money. Give us donations. Keep giving us donations. That's how it is. That's what it is. So my original model did not have those politicians. My original model was, it's another way of communication. Communication for who? For people after work. My original model was mostly made for people after work. When you come home, because my special network is designed for home, so people get home and then whatever they have at home, then they have free time and they can use system for exploring, to talk about something, or to see something, to buy something, to check on education, to check on trading, whatever. That's my system. It was all legally implemented. But at the same time, that political group, greedy one, to have presence for people, they are affecting this. It had to be stopped from implementation. They have to ask for talent, for attorney, to pay compensation, for trading. They had to be stopped many times because it's not there. They cannot represent, they cannot offer shares. But politicians always they want to put their name, they want to ask for money, they want to impress how great they are. They want to suck the money. You see what I mean? And it comes with violations. Who is putting the money? Politicians or people on Wall Street? In most cases, people. Politicians don't put any money. But for them, you see, very quickly they approve everything. And they approve copyrights based on some papers. How can you approve copyrights based on paper? Somebody is allowing. Then go and check if he's there. Maybe it's fraud. It is fraud. Most of what they trade has fraud. Look like somebody is allowing. Nobody is allowing. I'm here and ex-wife making papers. I am allowing. Look like I'm overseas. It's a myth. I'm not overseas. I never left. Since 92, when I came to the system, till today, I never left. And they have a myth for Copyright Office, for Justice Department. I am there allowing. And they all approve. Approve, it goes to Wall Street. Who is investing money? Politicians or not? No, mostly it's gonna be people. But what politicians want, they want to suck money somehow. And I have a system where they console themselves and make all those impressions, give us the money. So for them, no need delay. They jump into it. But realistically, if it's my system from 92, when I came to that, it was not for politicians. My system in e-commerce is made for people after work. And if you see, a lot of it is after work. Chat, groups, social network, e-commerce. You don't see that working, buy new jeans or new this or new that. And you don't participate in some kind of oil painting groups talk at work. So you see, most of it was made for after work. Most of my software decision, vacation, over this and that, it's made for after work. So for me, politicians, I did say I want to have political building outside of my building, because I don't like him to keep coming, because they're government, but I'm not the government. So they can be connected for people to see whatever they want to see government, like today, they see government programs. That's not internet. They will never find Russian army people responsible for that, and web people too. They implemented mine. Who? Olga, my ex-wife, found people keep talking about mine. They implemented mine with illegal papers. That's why they have it and no answer with it. No answer because it's illegal use. They have to have talent, but they don't. on their paperwork, the only they have is fraud. Look like I'm allowing. It's made up. Allowing where? Overseas. I was not there. It's made up. It's like I go overseas and I make a paper. Bill Clinton want to send all his money to my bank account. And I go everywhere with that paper. You know? So they made paper overseas for me and then go talking about mine and trying to get money for mine. And that violation is common day after day after day after day. Constantly. Trading violation, constantly intellectual property violation, constantly unjust enrichment, constantly they use fraud, forgery, and constantly they have negligence to change anything. But constantly they want to be there to ask for money. I see Donald Trump's emails. Constantly they need donations. Poor boy Donald Trump, he need always donations. That's why politicians become politicians many times, to get money from donations. He got rich because of donations. How about this? I came to that e-commerce, and I came to the system, and I came to all this. I allow no politician to be there. Why? Because I changed my mind. I don't want this for politicians. Originally, it was for people after work, not for politicians. So from now on, no politician should be there. It's my intellectual property. You didn't get rights, so I changed. It doesn't matter. Freedom of speech, yeah, go use newspaper, freedom of speech. Open more newspapers and talk about your freedom of speech. I don't like you to be there. First of all, you approve all that illegal shit. And then unjust enrichment, huge unjust enrichment, just because you want money quicker than normal. That's called changing legal normal process. So you basically change normal legal process, which is considered illegal in the United States. So they used illegal to be faster there. That's from what I see, that's what it is. They didn't like to wait for anything. They just make people approved. So my original social network never had politicians as like dominating thing to tell. You don't go to my social network for people after work and tell them what to do. That's not your government, some kind of platform that you are telling what to do. Like suppose you have certain government platforms, do this or do that or do this or do that or do this or do that. My social network is not a government platform that trying to tell what to do, how to do. Not really. It was just for people to talk. It is a system which is not like email from person to person. And it's not like chat from person to person. It is a certain platform where one can post and millions can see. Because I found for me, email doesn't allow one email and millions can see. Or chat, one and millions can see. You would need to have 1 million or 2 million or 1 billion emails. It's like when you email, you can send to 3 people, 4 people. That's what I had. Yeah, 2, 3 people, not 1 billion people. You're not gonna send 1 billion people. But what if you want them to see 1 billion people? That's why I came to my social network. That's not web social network. That's not internet social network. It's my social network. And I did not allow Mark Zuckerberg, Twitter, anyone else to use it. That was illegally used. And some of those probably Olga's political people, they think anything she said, they can implement. No, they cannot, because it requires future investment. When you have future investment, you need to have talent. And they're trying to make up look like anybody can do. That's fraud. You are not the talent to say who can do what. So it's like he go inside of Bentley, coming out and telling, oh, anybody can do that project. Who is saying that? He's saying fraud. Nobody can do. So that social network was for me. But because of Olga's tricks, they started to implement. So that's illegal use and intellectual property violations. And then politicians jump to that. And then somebody is removing politician and he's saying, oh, that's freedom of speech. I need to be there. No, you don't need to be there. And that stupid platform should not even exist because they're in violations. You need to go and find talent. In order to have that platform, you need to go and find talent. If you are not sure, I'll take you right now, Mark Zuckerberg and that bald guy from Twitter to D-School or to Innovation Center in Europe. Okay, in 91, AOL didn't have it. How come you have it? The only difference between you, one doesn't have maybe sales and videos storage and another has, which is again my two models. And you have it. Why you have it? I never did allow you anything. That's if you have papers I allow, that's fraudulent papers. That's fraud. It's not made by me. That's X5 probably made those stupid papers look like I allow, and then she want money to go there. Basically, she want money for my intellectual property with all those tricks. And if there is signature, that's forgery. That's not my signature. I wasn't there. You can ask INS. I never left the United States, so it should not be my signature because they had signatures. So now if I have that, suppose from 92, if I have that social network, not like Mark is running or that Bolga is running, if it's my social network, because I started, that's mine. It's not belonging to AOL 91 and it's not belonging to government. So if Donald Trump keep asking for money on my side, I might restrict it. You cannot ask for money. This is not made for people to ask for money like you. Why? Because I don't like it. I don't like you to have my platform as one of your markets where you ask for money. For it. I could say that because it's my platform. If you want to talk like regular guy after work, like me, Donald Trump, like golf, blah, 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 yeah, you can go and talk. But I don't like all those people coming with the purpose to ask for money. And that social network, which designed for people after work, become kind of disturbing for some people where those people are bugging us with their donations. We don't like all those donations people. Now fundraising, those organizations, yeah, they can be there, but they should not bug anyone. They should not disturb all that, and that organization should be checked, because many times in US, I know from New York, many times in US people offer organizations for the tax benefit, and they don't have qualified really people for it. I know from Harvard, so many organizations, they don't have enough qualified, knowledgeable people to conduct that business. So I might even remove some of them. If I see it's too much bogus, it's like surgery. In order to perform surgery, you need to have certain educations, hours, whatever, credentials. You cannot just say, oh, I like to register myself as a surgeon, and That's it. I need donations to help people or dogs or cats to perform surgery. I need some funds. So, but if it's really true, if the question is that do you have real credentials, or this is just another bogus organizations just to suck money and run away? Because in the United States it happens. In the United States, commercial loans. I do know about commercial loans a little bit. Commercial mortgage. In the past, commercial mortgage, they were given lump sum pretty much, the whole amount, and then people started to take commercial loans and running away. So what they did, they changed. Now commercial loans for real estate, developers or building new buildings, commercial, they started to give in parts. One part checking this, then another part checking this, another part. So they started to kind of observe how good that is. They don't just give money and another person run away. So in case of any non-profit organizations, I think it should be checked too. That would be if I would have that as mine, original, I would not allow scam artists basically to be there. Anybody can be a scam artist, including politicians. They can talk all kind of story. The real goal he has is to suck money, and he's trying to tell all kind of story just to get the money. I think that's what happened with my exploring. They keep telling everybody all kind of stories, look like I allow, or this or this. The fact is, they're telling stories. I don't see money for my stuff. And where money go? Probably they getting. They're trying to get money. That's called twisting. That's a legal way of income. You're trying to tell about mine, where I don't get the money, but you. It's like I need to go to work, but they want to get the check. So that's how it works. That's illegal. In America, it's considered illegal. So if politicians on social network are affecting something, first of all, that social network is bad. That social network was implemented illegally with politicians. You see, like I said, my ex-wife found some kind of politicians. She told about my social network, and they implemented, but with politicians. And now, if another politician want to be on social network, I think is this right, I think this right. I don't know how far it goes, because beside the company, it might go to talking to those politicians who implemented mine, and they have some kind of hidden relationship where no investor even know. I'm serious. So if Mark Zuckerberg has politicians, and they were repeating mine, because my ex-wife repeated mine, and they implemented mine, those politicians. And Mark Zuckerberg is like CEO. First of all, he had to look for a talent. But he's relying on some kind of politicians, because they're probably telling big stories. They're doing something for that guy, he's getting paid, he's living good, blah, blah, blah. Probably telling big stories. Because I'm here. And nobody's paying, they're talking big lies. And if you verify, they don't pay anyone, they don't even talk to him, nothing. So, but because they're politicians. Now, if there are issues of another politician, suppose from America, to be on Facebook, I'm not sure about that fact. American politician and that politician that was implemented with Mark Zuckerberg. So that's why I'm saying that's not normal corporation. Me, when I came to that 92, that was my way of social network. I had no politicians for that. No politician told me about this. I came to that. So in my case, it's one way. one ground. What they have is another ground. So if somebody is asking me a question about influence, if Mark Zuckerberg would be like me, who came to substantially different some kind of model and all that, then he doesn't need any politicians. Then if like Donald Trump or somebody else is telling something, he would not need to look at those politicians, because sometimes it is his decision. Sometimes he has those politicians' decisions. So I didn't have that part, those politicians' decisions, because I came to that. So like if I've seen he's concerned with virtual reality. If he has something like it's really his stuff, he doesn't need to look at politicians. So if American politician is talking to him, it would be completely different than what he has for social network. Because I'm telling you, he implemented because of politicians. My ex-wife and pure political people. So let me think, what else?